What is up, guys, and welcome to another Drift Games episode. In the last couple of weeks, things have been manic here. We've replaced so many cars, have so many new projects, and we got to build a full Liberty Walk RX7 to reveal two Liberty Walk themselves in Finland in less than 7 days. It's been stressful. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that we haven't told you about, but all the truth is coming in this episode.
Okay, so it's a very early start this morning because there's a lot to do, Craig.
There's a little bit still.
That's sugarcoating it, there's a lot to do. But we're down here at O'Neill Auto Body because Joey has spent a very long 3 days, is it?
I think 3 or 4 days, yeah.
3 or 4 days doing the RX7, so we're about to take our first look at what he's been up to. It's all one colour, Joey.
It's all one colour, finally.
So I'm not sure if you were joking or not, but you said you had a sleeping bag in here.
Yeah, I'll show you. If you don't believe me, that's where I've spent my last 4 days.
So you literally lay in paint, letting it dry for a few hours, then put another coat on and changing up pretty much all the way through the weekend.
Pretty much, yeah. From Wednesday evening, I went home Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all day Sunday, I was basically here. Yesterday then I was just putting stuff together and it wasn't too bad, but it was literally paint, get a nap for an hour, paint, get a nap for an hour.
Can't help but feel bad about this.
I did it to myself, really. You know, in fairness, people probably think, oh, them lads are forcing Joe to do a terrible amount of hours. I was the one that said, oh no, I'll be able to do that on my own in a week.
I was going to say, that is a disclaimer. We put it to him and then you said it was okay to do.
Yeah, so stubbornness, I suppose, got me there. But no, look, we got there. I'm going to sleep for a week now, but we got there.
You know what, that's a week deserved, but this looks phenomenal, Joey. Obviously all the fiberglass was white before and everything like that, but it's really coming together. We weren't actually expecting you to put it all together. We're expecting it to take it back in bits and everything, but...
Yeah, if I'd have known that.
That'd have saved you a bit.
No, it's like everything. Some jobs go a bit better than others, and it was going well, so I just stay going and see get as much as I do, because I know the time scale's tight with it. So the more I could get done, at least the more it allows you to do at the end then as well. So because you know yourself, it's a car, stuff always goes wrong. So if you can get as much done when you can, when it's going well, do it.
Stuff's gonna go. We've got a lot to do, Craig, and we don't have time for anything to go wrong. The boat leaves tomorrow. This needs to be on the truck pretty much tomorrow evening, is it? And it still needs all the stuff sorted out, the lights. It still needs to get a full wrap, so still a lot to do. But Joey, you've made this possible to be able to be finished. So forever, once again, we are grateful.
Alright, you're very welcome.
Right, see you, Joey. Thanks again. Right, we can go back to the shed and start our day now, and Joey can have a well-earned rest now.
So before the RX7 gets back from Joey's and we're all excited to see it, I wanted to give you guys a little update on the rest of the cars. You know, we had Car Week, we're making a temporary solution for our own Drift Games shed, and things are coming along. So we have what some people would call in the industry a door, and this is a big upgrade for us from, remember we built this RX7, Craig and Josh were in here with no door. Thankfully we had one good week of weather in Ireland. It has turned dramatically, as you can see. So we have a door, we've got all the security in, that's great. We've had our SP toolboxes put in, and then there's a bunch of random stuff. We got some racks from Rack Zone because we just had stuff on the floor. So we're kind of tidying that stuff over, and then we have all the cars that you guys saw us pick up on Car Week. Now, there's more story than we let on that week, so I'm going to get you guys up to speed. So we'll start with the R33 Skyline. So the reason these cars aren't on the road right now is we're just waiting on registration in Ireland to get them all Irish registered and road legal, which shouldn't be too long more. This car is actually not going to be a Dave project. This is going to be a Craig project. So there's some special stuff coming for this, and we're going to let Craig loose on it to build whatever he wants with this as his own show car. So I'm really excited. We're going to be digging into that very, very soon. The Supra, you saw it at Drift Masters, doing some donuts, doing some burnouts, worked perfectly. The next stage for the Supra is we're going to bring it to the Drift Games Invitational, which is now available to buy tickets as a spectator and a driver, July 20th and 21st. 150 drivers, 4 layouts, summer showdown. It's going to be so much fun. We want you guys to be there, and we really appreciate you guys supporting that event, because that's our first event that's just our event this year. So hoping you guys will come out and see all the cars. So I'm going to be driving this, getting some seat time in it. Then of course we need to do a livery on it, and then we're going to bring it to its first ever competitive event, which is Iron Drift King in Germany, on that abandoned mine on an island. So lots of walls, best drivers in Europe, big cash prizes, and a ton of new format changes. So a bit nervous, so I want to get some seat time in, but it is working perfectly, as you guys saw. The 15, we're getting close on this. So this wasn't a car that I wanted to do a huge project on, simply because it's just a nice car already. I just wanted something to drive for the summer. So we did a couple of things. We changed the wheels, and I know everybody loved the works on this, but I have to say the Strom DS15s we put on this car have just made it look so much more like a racy time attack style car. They're just such a good wheel. They look so good on this, especially in black. I know some people like black wheels, some people don't, but I think with all the black on this car, it actually really suits it. We also stepped up to 18s over 17s, which means we get a little bit more Irish road clearance down the bottom. Can't just go down to your local motor factors and buy this body kit, so I wanted to kind of protect that, even though it's still quite low. Back when the car was in Japan, it had, let's say, not say a livery, but stickers on it, so I replicated those, put back on the Garage Mac and the Car Modify Wonder stuff, because I just think it adds a little bit of, I don't know, JDM flair. Did a little bit of a shopping list there. And the interior, we changed quite a bit actually. So this was very rough and ready, so we actually put in some standard spec or S15 seats, and the reason being is that when I'm drifting I can fit in a Silvia, but when you put a bucket seat in it I kind of don't fit comfortably, and I want to do some mileage in this car this year, so I kind of want to be comfortable. So we put standard spec or seats in. Luckily one of the boys we knew had some, so they actually look pretty fresh, and we have back seats. So the back was very sparse. We put in the back seats, not that it's very comfortable to sit in an S15, but just put your bag or your luggage or whatever in the back. It just makes sense as a car. We tidied up the dashboard, did some nice stuff in it. It had no carpet, so we decided to paint around some of the areas in satin black just to give it a tidy finish. Put central lock on it, put an alarm on it, and it's kind of good to go. We just need to put a registration on it now, but I love this car, really nice. I might change these to aero catches. I want to get your opinion on this. Some people like the old school look of bonnet pins, and like the engine in this is quite pretty. All checked over by Wayne here, and he said everything is A-OK on this car. We're running a Link ECU. And I want to change them to aero catch. What do you guys think? Aero catches or bonnet pins? I know bonnet pins are more kind of JDM correct, but I think the aero catches on carbon look very nice. Let me guys, you can decide for me. It's hassle, so if you don't want me to do it, I won't do it, but I think aero catches. And oh, I forgot. Our driver Ryusei from Japan brought me some brand new, out the box S15 headlights, so they are fresh. This car did look a little sorry for itself when it came off the boat from Japan. Had a bunch of cracks in the body kit, and it was a little rough. There was a couple of things cracked. I mean, I did probably 1,000 laps of the Bisu in the car, so to be expected. But we freshened up. Joey in O'Neill Auto Body painted the whole kit again, got rid of all the cracks. It is now fresh and looking excellent. I added a kooky grille to the front of it. Other than that, it just needs a little wipe over and she's good to go. I also want to drive this car on the street, and I want to drive it at the Invitational on July 20th and 21st. So this is kind of like the fun car, this is the scary car, so I'm going to bring both. Yeah, I love this thing. It's just, I got a kooky spoiler for the back. It's not on there yet. I've got new rear lights coming for it, and the front tires are 255s, which are too big really, but this is all I had in a Bisu, so I ended up with 255s all around. I want to do 235 in the front, just give it a little bit more stance, lower it a little bit more, and it'll look as good, if not better, than it did originally in Japan. So very excited about that. This is Josh's car. Josh has no engine, and that is usual for him. This is the only car that can blow an engine and we all go whatever, because this is actually the truth if you think about it, from people talking about cheap drifting. The engine in this car is exactly the same value as one Velino tire in Drift Masters. We're not too pushed sometimes when the engine goes, so it needs a fresh engine. Josh will probably break gearbox number 19 in this car, but again, they're 150 quid. For the moment, they could, you might be driving the prices up, Josh, because you're actually using a lot.
I was going to say, people, they were 50 quid, now they're 100 quid, so they're steadily going up.
Steadily going up. So that's kind of a little update on everything we have in here. So, we've one more car to show you. So we just picked this up, and this is the 180SX we bought on Car Week from our friend Dan. Lovely little car. We just picked up. It still needs a few little bits and pieces. Now, we were going to keep it stock, but Josh, the plan has changed since, hasn't it? Because
changed a little bit now.
So basically, Josh Holsworth, Mr. MX5, Mr. Stupid Small Car, has got himself the Low Brain Drifters S13, and now he's a bit of a Sylvia man. He's kind of been convinced, late in the day convinced. But I said, you know what, Josh? if Craig's going to do the R33, maybe you should do the 180SX. You got some big plans.
Very excited for it. Actually, big plans, not just a normal me project. I think it's going to be a bit more out there.
Well, I said to him, if we're going to do a project on this car, because it's such a cool, clean car, it has to be a wow car at the end of it, like a proper show-winning car. And you said you're up for the challenge, so on you, buddy.
I was going to say, actually, I'm not even feeling the pressure. I'm actually excited for it.
So he has a very, very, very interesting idea for this car, both with the power plant and with the way it's going to look. You'll see all that in a future episode, but I'm excited, and this has changed a lot since we've had the fire, that I'm now getting more and more jealous of everybody around me having very cool cars, because I preferred it when you had silly cars, because I wasn't really too pushed about it, but now you're actually getting really cool cars. I'm getting worried that you might have cooler cars than me. There might be a bit of competition.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Chameleon Tints is going, so.
The Chameleon Tints. Chameleon Tints back, baby. So yeah, this car, the R33 are kind of the bigger projects. You saw the JZX90, that's what I'm going to be building in the short term, and a ton of stuff going on over the next couple of weeks. But we got to get this RX7 in the truck, and we got to get it to Finland, and that means we got the panic back on.
Feel like I'm at the tippy top of my game, looking down at the rafters. I had to son these boys, can't leave them bastards. A lot of tools, just some undercover action. I don't fall for it, I'm perfect for all your tactics. Yeah, so try again, this time take a vitamin. Yeah, invite them in, welcome to the Lion's Den. And I'm Mufasa, big boss in charge of, coming in like a bull. You see me raising the stock up, yeah. So baby, you gonna need some.
Alright, so this is the moment we've all been waiting for, is our wheels for the car. So wheels make or break any build. We've obviously had to get custom wheels made for this particular car. We got onto our buddies at Strom Wheels. We wanted something that looked like 80s Le Mans, old school style, but we wanted them forged, 3-piece, and I picked a really cool color combo. You do all that, and then you never know if it's gonna look good until it arrives. So this is like the exciting moment and the nervous moment. And then we gotta see if they actually fit the car, because all we've done is guesstimate up to this point. So they are here. Let's get a rear.
To see them after all this time. That was a long spin.
I sent Blaine at 11:30 today, and it is, what time is it now?
Feels like, I don't know,
3 weeks.
nearly 6:30. Yeah.
So that's why Blaine lost his job in DPD anyway.
People go on Google Maps to avoid the traffic, whereas he seemed to just go for all the traffic.
Hey, how about you do the trip next time then?
All right, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's have a look at these. I think these are going to be whopper. Oh man.
I'm sorry if I stutter, yeah, my brain move a little faster than.
Jeez, they are lovely.
Strom doing it again.
And custom center cap. Strom Drift Games. So these are actually called the DG02, because I actually made quite a similar set of wheels for my old red PS13, which is the DG01.
I was just gonna say, are these actually the same wheels? Are these a little bit different?
A little twist on them, and we went a little bit more old school with the pattern on it to actually have the spokes a little bit chunkier, just so it looked more like an old race car wheel. So because we're not doing air on the car, I wanted a big chunky tire, and I wanted a really deep dish kind of race style wheel, and I wanted the grey because I think it just, I don't know, black was a bit too dead, so I think it's going to be, it's a really nice finish too. Look at that.
Wasn't like a matte grey?
It's like a matte grey, yeah, matte grey, chrome lip, and they're like, they are meaty boys, like. Step lip as well, which is obviously originated from racing, Craig, not from Stance, from racing, so that's why we went with them as well. So I guess the only thing we can do now is, before we put tires on them, is fit them up to the car and see if any of the calculations that I've made about a month ago are right, which they might not be, as usual. Craig, I don't know.
This is the moment of truth.
Well, they look pretty good.
Not a million miles away anyway.
To be fair, with a meaty tyre on there, I think that could be just about bang on.
That's not.
You know, I can see this project coming together now. I think the wheels are going to be
the wheels,
wheels and stands.
Wheels are like, kit's amazing, but if you don't put a nice set of wheels on it, you just may as well. Like the fronts Luke's just put on.
Dave, I'm not going to lie, you're getting pretty good at this. I'm not sure if it's guesstimation or if it's actual skill at this point.
Well, what I do usually is I have a think mathematically, right? You got offset, you got inner offset, you got step lip, and you got 3-piece wheel, right? So what I do is I send Toshi at Liberty Walk a WhatsApp, and then he sends that back to me with the exact measurements.
Yeah.
I then calculate them, or what I like to call it copy paste, send them to Strom, and then when they come, I take a legendary amount of credit for how that's all come together.
You know what? Usually you take all the credit for something. You literally gave all the credit away.
But then he gets the tire size.
Yeah, but if I didn't copy and paste it correctly, we could have been in a disaster here. So, in my opinion, I think I've done quite a good job. Where I actually may have miscalculated is that I had to pick the tires. So, because I wanted a meaty tire, remember we're not putting it on air, so it's not going to be stance to the ground with like stretched tire. I have to go for like a big semi-slick tire. So I ordered some Yokohama Advan Nuevas, and they're a really good looking tire. We got them from Sean in the tire box, obviously. Hit up the tire box if you're in Ireland. They can get you any tire you want, and this is a pretty tricky one for him, and certainly in the sizes that I wanted. We're worried the tires might be too chunky, but I think they might give it that race look. So yeah, we're about to find out, I guess.
So we're not in the clear just yet.
No, and will they turn? So off camera, the guys have removed the washer bottle which was in here. We've moved the loom up higher, and we're going to tidy all that up just to give as much space as we possibly can. The worry we have is the bumper bar in the car, so we don't know if it's going to clear that, but if it's going to clear that, we can chop that, and also everything else that's fundamental to the car moving and turning.
We have a bit of a problem with this, the car turning.
As a drift channel, you would imagine angle would be our big thing, but it turns out that we either had too much angle or we can't turn the car at all. Adam O'Connor with a big face on him here, he can't turn his
The Datsun can't even do a 700-point turn.
We're hoping that because we have 1 hour to put this car together that we have absolutely no issues whatsoever, and you're about to find out if we do.
Yeah, maybe so.
So we got the wheels on, got our big chunky Yokohamas on, and straight away we have some concerns. So it's a false representation because the car is jacked up completely. The wheel is just free, the suspension is just free hanging. So we're hoping that it'll settle, and I'm hoping this way, and then on the other side that way, and it's just due to geometry on the suspension that it's making it look worse.
And it's also, the kit is designed to be shaped around the wheel, so obviously that is not a good situation, but then that will be kind of there.
I think we're not going to know till it goes on the ground. I think it's exaggerating the problem at the moment. But
Although I can see behind you, Dave, and this isn't looking too bad at all.
it's looking quite good here now.
This is...
Pretty spot on. So 50% of the stance is looking pretty spot on, Craig, but 50% is a worry. We're going to get one shot at setting this up today and getting it right, and then that's just the way the car is going to be for the next 2 or 3 months because we don't have time or anything we can change. And then as long as it drives, turns, starts, runs, it should be fine. But I'm still thinking that they're 18 even. The tire is very big on the front, it's very wide. We can go to a smaller tire if needs be, and we have ones here that'll work. But I'd really like to use these because they look so like an actual race car.
They were also very expensive, Dave.
Yeah, they were very expensive too. Race car look, race car prices. So we've adjusted coilovers, we've done some cutting and chopping of bits of the car so that the wheels will turn. Not too bad. Removed some washer bottles. It's not been easy, but this is the moment of truth. Craig, you reckon you got it nailed?
Yeah, I hope so.
His voice, I hope so.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, Craig. The jack won't even come out from underneath the car, it's that low now.
That's a good sign, that's a positive.
We haven't done the back yet, Craig, have we? So the back hasn't been done yet, but the front is now done on both sides, and I have a feeling it's going to be perfect.
So now do we see if it turns?
Okay, so it's that is great. Does it turn all the way?
Should be a million miles away, yes.
Okay, turn.
Turns this way. Oh my god, that is...
Craig, you're an artist.
Are we in the clear?
Something on the back maybe catching it there.
That's full lock till we start cutting the chassis.
God, it looks good though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
The front is most definitely lower. Definitely more inconvenient now.
Front's perfect. And the big tyre, it works. I think it really works.
It's come together. I think it's finally come together.
It was really ugly, and then it got very good looking very fast because that kit makes no sense unless it's decked. And I think the big tyre to make it look more like a race car, I think I made the right call. I think leaving the headlights was a good call too.
I kind of think everything at the moment was a good call. But the verdict
To a lot of it, like we guessed on a lot, chanced on a lot, and now we just need to lower the rear, Craig. We lowered the rear. A little bit of a clean with some Sonax, so she might be ready to go for livery.
Game on the way, give a fuck what you say.
purists are going to hate it because just so wild. Obviously this car is not going to make sense until we put the full livery on it. It's obviously very wild for a road car, but I absolutely love it. And I was only saying to Craig, because Craig is probably modifying cars 4 or 5 years, and I've been modifying cars maybe 15 years. And as much as like RX7s are nice, and I know everyone's going for the very OEM look now because it's like classic, I'm just kind of bored after like 15 years of doing cars, that to see something so wild just like pumps me up massively. I can't wait to get this to PTG tomorrow, get the livery on it, get all the little bits and pieces we have to finish it. And the finish line is definitely in sight now, which, to be honest, 7 days ago I gave an impossible task to Craig, Josh, and help from Lee, Wayne, everybody. Like, to think in this shed with no lights and for half of this build no door, that we built this in 2 sheds in Ireland in 6 days. 7th day will be in another shed in Ireland, then it goes on a truck to Finland. Goes to show, where there's a will, there's a way.
Okay, so we're down here at Precision Tint and Graphics, obviously getting the livery done for this car because it needs to be loaded into the truck to go to Finland in about 6 to 7 hours, which isn't that long because this isn't a normal livery because it's all getting knifeless taped, as Jack is dreadingly doing. That is a face of dread right there.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep the look of the car a secret. It's actually on the screen up there, so I've got to film this skillfully so I don't show anything. But this is the only tease that we're going to give. So this is one of the colours that is going to be used on the car, but I don't think that's giving away too much because it's not everything that's going to be going on the car. But we ran out of time yesterday, so we are doing some last minute touches. So we do have some Drift Games tyre stickers in yellow. Craig isn't sure if they're gonna go or not. I think they will go. I have faith that I think this car is coming together at the last second with the whole look of it, so I have faith.
Such a licker.
Wow. So you are supposed to shave down the tyres and everything, but we think it doesn't look very good with the shaved tyres because, as Craig said, it makes them look rougher. So we're just gonna stick it on and see how it goes. I reckon she looks alright. Commit. Jesus, no commitment issues here, Craig.
Stuck, I wanna have it all. Wave a magic wand, make a bunch of money so all my homies can tag along. It's like my life, just one long dramatic song.
I don't know. I still like him, Craig. I'm not saying that just to be a kiss, a lick ass, like you said. But I think they give it a race car look, and I know there's the tyre item behind, but literally from here, you can't see anything.
So this is the last time you guys are going to see the car before Finland, before Kato and Toshi from Liberty Walk unveil the car. It's going to look dramatically different. We would show you the livery normally, but we want to leave it to the guys from Liberty Walk to reveal it in front of the fans live in Finland. And it's going to be quite a wild and dramatic look. It's not going to be just a few decals on there. This is a tough one, Jack, isn't it? It's a tricky one. He said it's tricky, and Jack's confident enough. And if he says it's a tricky one, especially when the car looks kind of like a spaceship. Everything's coming together. We've got a lot of little details to do. So we better get cracking. So it is midnight with about an hour to spare, and we have just put the RX7 in the truck. I know that a lot of people were very annoyed that we modified this car because they're purists, and I understand it completely. But I'm going to guarantee you right now that when we reveal this car in Finland with the owners of Liberty Walk, this is the best car we have ever done. Today, in Precision Tint and Graphics, most of the guys were on holidays. Jack worked with me and Mark just to get that thing done in 9 hours, and you won't believe how much we got done in 9 hours. It is unbelievable. And Wayne, with the last half hour to spare, had to make some chassis modifications to make sure the car had full lock both ways because we want to drive it in Europe, not just be a show pony. So proud of the team, so proud of everybody from Craig and Josh putting it together, to Joey sleeping in a sleeping bag to get the car ready, to Wayne, to Adam for packing the truck. We have 1 inch to spare with that car in the truck. That's how accurate we had to be. And now it makes the big journey to Finland, and I am exhausted, the team are exhausted, but that's what Drift Games is all about, taking ridiculous challenges, putting the most amazingly passionate people behind it. And it doesn't matter about the cars to me as much, it's about the people. The people make the cars happen, and the stories and adventures you create through the cars are more important than the cars themselves, and this one I think is our best yet. I can't wait to see your reaction when we see it in Finland. For the next couple of episodes, we're back to business. We'll see you then. I need some sleep.
Even if I'm shot down, I won't wave a white towel. Stick around here when things got tough, but I'm the only one that could call my bluff. Counting on my blessings, hope they all add up. Shot down, I won't wave a white towel. Stick around here when things got tough.